KwaNongoma Mayor Albert Mncwango says the local municipality will erect big screens for community members to watch tomorrow's memorial service for amaZulu King Goodwill Zwelithini. President Cyril Ramaphosa has announced the king will be given a special official funeral category 1, which has now been converted to a memorial service. The king will be planted in a private ceremony tonight. Let's now speak to our colleague Simphiwe Makhanya. Simphiwe, what's the latest on your front? What can you tell us?
Good morning to you, Desiree. Good morning to the viewers of the agenda as well. We are coming to you, Desiree, from Enyogeni Palace. This is one of 6 palaces under the amaZulu king. I'm just going to ask my colleague Ntando Mnyandu to give you a better picture of how the palace looks like. As I said to you, Desiree, that this is one of 6 palaces that are under the kingship of amaZulu king, the late King Goodwill Zwelithini. The other palace, Desiree, is also to Palace, which is basically a palace where the king used to basically conduct his business in terms of, a welcoming guest and other activities as well. It's where basically the king was actually spending most of his time. KwaNongoma Palace, Desiree, where there's currently a lot of activity, as you may have seen in the build up to today's planting of the king, is basically where the king grew up as a young man. His first wife, Queen Madlamini, also lives in that palace. KwaNongoma Palace is basically a palace where Queen Mathe lives, as well as KwaKhangela, where Queen Madlamini lives. Lindizulu Palace, Desiree, is basically the palace that belongs to Queen Mandlovu. As I said to you before, this what you see in your visuals is Enyogeni Palace. This palace, Desiree, is where most of the activities of the royal family are actually conducted. By that I mean in terms of the activities such as your reed dance, umkhosi omhlanga in isiZulu. Even if you can just see the way that this palace is built, it's one of the oldest, if I'm not mistaken. So this is where a lot of activities actually are conducted in terms of the operations, in terms of the events that are normally held in the royal household. Desiree?
Just in terms of the activity that will take place there today, just give us a sense of that.
Desiree, we are expecting to have a technical briefing by the GCIS, which will basically outline the program ahead of the planting of the king this evening, or should I say at night today. We are told that that part of the ceremony will actually take place at night. It's not clear at the moment, rather, as to whether that is going to be taking place at midnight, but we are told that it's going to be taking place at night. But today, in terms of the activities, we have seen also quite a few dignitaries making their way to KwaNongoma Palace, where there's quite a lot of activity, also paying their last respect ahead of the official planting of the king, which is expected to take place late at night today. Thank you.
Simphiwe, thank you so much for that update. Let's now go to this story. Eskom says